Lauren Perkins had always dreamed of becoming a mother. Ever since she was a little girl, she had imagined the joy of holding her own baby, of caring for a child and watching them grow. These dreams only intensified after she married her husband David, but the reality of their journey to parenthood turned out to be much more difficult than Lauren had ever imagined. After a year of trying to conceive without success, the frustration and heartache began to take a toll on her. Each passing month without a positive pregnancy test felt like a crushing blow, and Lauren found herself sinking into a deep well of despair. Around her, it seemed as if everyone else was effortlessly starting their own families, which only added to her sense of isolation. Well-meaning advice from friends and family members often made things worse, serving as painful reminders of what she couldn't seem to achieve. During this time of emotional turmoil, Lauren and David began to seriously consider fertility treatments, a step that initially frightened them but gradually started to feel more like a beacon of hope than an insurmountable challenge. In an effort to clear their minds and make an informed decision about their next steps, the couple decided to take a trip to Nicaragua, a destination they had always wanted to visit. They hoped the change of scenery would provide a much-needed break from the stress of their daily lives and give them the clarity they needed to decide on their future. Lauren and David, accompanied by some close friends, spent their days exploring the beautiful landscapes, enjoying the local culture, and trying to put their worries behind them, even if just for a little while. One evening, as the sun set over the horizon, Lauren found herself opening up about the couple's struggles to conceive. The words flowed out of her, heavy with the weight of her unfulfilled dreams. One of their friends on the trip, a priest, listened intently to Lauren's story. After a moment of thoughtful silence, he spoke with a calm certainty, saying, "Someone up there has big plans for you. I don't know what they are, but they will be big." At the time, the words struck Lauren as strange, perhaps even a little too optimistic given what she had been through. She appreciated the sentiment, but couldn't quite shake the feeling that it was too good to be true. She couldn't have known then just how prophetic those words would turn out to be. After returning home to Texas, the couple resumed their lives with a renewed sense of purpose. Despite the lingering doubt in the back of her mind, Lauren and David decided to take the plunge and try artificial insemination, the simplest form of assisted fertilization. Lauren wasn't overly hopeful. She had convinced herself that her body simply wasn't capable of carrying a child, but she knew they had to try everything they could. Much to Lauren's surprise, the procedure worked. She was pregnant. The news felt like a miracle. After so many months of heartbreak, Lauren and David were finally going to be parents. At their first routine checkup, the nurses noted that Lauren's HCG levels were unusually high, which indicated the possibility of multiple babies. The couple was overjoyed at the thought of having twins or even triplets, after struggling for so long to have just one child. But when the time came for the ultrasound, the doctor's expression grew serious as he studied the screen. Lauren held her breath, waiting for him to speak. Finally, he turned to her with a look of disbelief and said, "I count 5 in there." Lauren was stunned. 5 babies? It seemed impossible. But as the doctor continued to examine the ultrasound, he paused again and said, "Wait a minute, I found a 6th baby." The room fell silent as the enormity of the situation began to sink in. 6 babies. Lauren and David stared at the screen in complete shock, unable to process what they were seeing. It was beyond anything they had ever imagined. The weeks that followed were filled with a whirlwind of emotions and difficult decisions. The couple was faced with the choice of reducing the number of fetuses to give the remaining babies a better chance of survival, or to carry all 6 to term, despite the high risks. It was an agonizing decision, but after much deliberation, Lauren and David decided to give all 6 of their babies a fighting chance. Their doctors promised to do everything in their power to ensure that each baby was delivered safely. The pregnancy was fraught with challenges. Lauren had to undergo frequent monitoring, and the risk of complications was high. But with the support of their medical team and the unwavering love and encouragement from family and friends, Lauren made it to week 30 of her pregnancy, just 7 weeks shy of full term. The delivery date was set for Monday morning, April 23, 2012. The day of the birth was nothing short of extraordinary. A total of 35 medical professionals gathered in the delivery room, each person with a critical role to play. The doctor leading the delivery needed the assistance of 6 nurses, each ready to receive one of the babies as they came into the world. The atmosphere was tense, filled with both excitement and anxiety. Lauren was a bundle of nerves as the delivery began. "I was nervous and excited all at once," she later recalled. "It was starting to sink in that this was for real. I was going to have 6 babies. In just 4 minutes, all 6 babies were delivered. Andrew, Benjamin, Caroline, Leah, Allison, and Levi. Each baby weighed between 1 and 2 pounds, and though they were tiny, they were alive. I didn't expect to see my babies until the next day," Lauren said, "but each baby's team rolled them by me one by one on their way up to the NICU, and I got to touch their little fingers." It was a brief but incredibly emotional moment for Lauren as she realized she was now the mother of sextuplets. The days that followed were filled with uncertainty. The babies were not yet healthy enough to be with their parents, and Lauren and David could only watch as their tiny children fought to survive in the neonatal intensive care unit. 4 days after the birth, Lauren finally got to hold one of her babies for the first time. Little Allison was stable enough to be cradled in her mother's arms, and the nurse spent a full 10 minutes carefully arranging the wires and monitors so that Lauren could have this precious moment. "It was an indescribable feeling," Lauren said. "At that moment when I got to hold my baby, that's when I truly became a mother of sextuplets." The first few weeks were crucial for the survival of the babies. The medical team worked tirelessly, monitoring each baby closely to prevent complications that could lead to long-term disabilities or even death. Slowly but surely, the babies began to gain strength, and after many intense weeks of love and care from the NICU staff, the family was finally able to bring their children home. 5 of the babies were able to go home at 4 months old. However, little Leah had to stay in the hospital for a few additional weeks. As the smallest of the 6, Leah had struggled to get enough nutrients in the womb. She was literally buried under everybody else in the womb, Lauren explained, so she didn't get the right nutritional flow, and her brain was not fully developed. Despite these challenges, Leah showed remarkable resilience. With the continued support of the medical team and her family, she too was eventually able to go home, completing the Perkins family. The family received an outpouring of support from loved ones and even strangers who had been touched by their story. Donations came in, helping them navigate the enormous task of caring for 6 newborns. Lauren has always spoken highly of the medical staff who helped bring her babies into the world. "Without them, our children may never have been strong enough to come home," she said. "The doctors were the best, and I'm forever grateful to them for the level of care I received. The NICU staff put in hours upon hours getting our children ready to come home and teaching us the ins and outs of preemie care. So many of these people have a special place in our hearts and family." As the years passed, the Perkins family adapted to their new life. Lauren described their home as semi-controlled chaos. But there was always love and laughter. "We had to get very scheduled and very structured, especially in the first year," she said. "Today, Andrew, Benjamin, Levi, Allison, and Caroline are healthy and thriving. Leah, while having faced more challenges, is also doing well. She attends a general preschool for children with disabilities, and although she may need ongoing care, her spirit remains undaunted. She always gives 100% and laughs all the time," Lauren said. "She's our sunshine." Recently, the sextuplets celebrated their 6th birthday. The family continues to grow together, facing challenges with the same resilience and love that has carried them through since the beginning. Lauren often reflects on the words the priest told her in Nicaragua all those years ago. "Someone up there had big plans for us," she says with a smile, "and I wouldn't have it any other way. What an incredible story, and what an incredible family. We wish the 6 children all the very best in the future and look forward to seeing how they're doing in the years to come. Share this story if you find it as heartwarming as we do, and let's continue to spread the love and support for families like the Perkins." Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with more incredible stories soon.